everybody in the restaurant was staring at me, saying, what did I do wrong? All I did was I over-ordered. I can proudly say today, and I feel proud to say that I have a rich wife. Like people say, "Mera baap amir hai, meri maa amir hai, meri beevi amir hai." And I think people know that the support system that came because I have a rich wife. As a stay-at-home dad for almost 2016 to 2022, 23, 6-7 years, and I could say that because I had a rich wife.
So it's always difficult, right? Money and peace. So a lot of time when there's money, so on those so many years when there were money, there were no peace. And sometime more money, also no peace.
Has there been times like that with more money and no peace?
Yes. So many years. But of course I like my job, but more than that, I love making money. And I really did not want to miss any day, any minute to make money. But it was just making money, right? I really compromise a lot of my family time, my health. I took a lot of stress that I realize now, because that point of time it was just making money. So when I started working, my business started doing well. We were making money and we have money. We had money that point of time. But I didn't feel enough, right? So there's a difference between having and feeling that you have. That's how the common tendency, right? So when you look at somebody, you just look at what is that person wearing, how, you really don't feel that, you don't really look at how is that person feeling inside, right? So if you're wearing branded clothes and you're wearing expensive watches, expensive shoes, people feel that you are happy. But that's not the definition of happiness. That's the definition of rich. And being rich is not happy. I think that I realized after a long time.
And I think I would like to add a little disclaimer here that I know so much about your dates and numbers is not because I've had a behind the mic chat with Rosina, but also because Rosina happens to be my better half. She also happens to be my wife, and I'm blessed to have her as a life partner. Today we have with us in the house Rozina Bhatia. It's interesting we share the surname Rosina. So before we begin, Rosina, let's understand a little about yourself. Who is Rosina? Where did she grow up? What was life like growing up?
So hi, I am Rozina Bhatia. I am Mumbaikar, born and brought up in Bombay. By profession, I am an HR profession. I also run a recruitment, a staffing company. I'm a CEO of that company. That by profession. And by choice, I am a family constellation, a facilitator. I am a gratitude coach. And I love doing what I do.
But where did you grow up, Rosina? Were you born in Bombay?
Yes, I am. I am born and brought up in Bombay.
And, what part of Bombay, what was growing up like?
So while growing up, I was born in Malad, and then later on we moved to Vasai, and now I live in Colaba.
And school, college?
Yes, I think half of it in Malad and then in Vasai. Yeah.
So all of this was before you married the man of your dreams?
Yes, I did, and you really wanted to hear this.
Yes, I really wanted to get that on camera. You married the man of your dreams.
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. So let's talk about money. What was your journey with money like, and were you born in a rich household?
So if somebody will meet me right now, they will feel I'm South Bombay, or people call it Sobo. Right, so somebody will meet me. They'll say, "Okay, you are in Sobo and with an attitude and all of the." I think this is the first time I'm sharing this. So I was of course born in Malad, and we've kind of with moderate finance background. And then after a couple of years, my father fell ill. He had some leg injury, and because of that he couldn't work, and it was so much that he stopped working. From there our financial background started going down, our financials started going down. We moved to Vasai. I think that was a journey that I remember. Of course I really don't want to go back, and I don't even want to think and go back, but it's time that I really recall and kind of share it with the world, and of course for me also to understand. I think it was a tough time. because my father was not working and my mother had to start working that point of time, and I think she did odd jobs selling certain things. I think they were sell spices in our community. And I think I was around 14-15-year-old and I was studying. And after a couple of years, my father also died. He died with a heart attack. It was kind of shock. So I think from childhood, I really had that eagerness to do more, to earn money. I don't know why. And I made it. I made it today, right? And I think from childhood or while growing up, I had a dream or an intention that I should be able to buy anything that I wish. In touch wood, I am there that I can really buy anything that I wish, including aeroplane. I remember one day you and I, we were talking. Yeah. We said, can we buy an aeroplane or, so you said, why not? We have a friend who sells aeroplanes. So we said, we'll call him and we'll go for a ride. So I'm really thankful that I can really buy what I wish to, what I intend to. And journey itself was kind of really, I'm saying, it was kind of what you call up and down all the time. But I am at peace now. So it's always difficult, right? Money and peace. So a lot of time when there's money, so on those so many years when there was money, there was no peace. There was no money, there was no money, there was no peace.
So no money and no peace.
Yeah, and sometimes more money also no peace.
Has there been times like that with more money and no peace?
Yes. So many years, because then after that I was just chasing money, right? It just, you call it, bolte hai na zid, So I really wanted to be rich, and I said I'm going to really do what it takes. So I worked hard. We started the business and invested a lot of time and energy there. But of course I like my job, but more than that, I loved making money. And I really did not want to miss any day, any minute to make money. But it was just making money, right? I really compromised a lot of my family time, my health. I took a lot of stress that I realize now, because that point of time it was just making money. So all of that I have lost, that I've kind of really realized I can't really go back and redo stuff, but now I really choose to enjoy my life, and that's it. Yeah.
So making money at what, at any, was that the mantra for you? Making money at any cost? No peace, just money?
I don't know about the mantra, but I think it was like sometimes, you have that focus, like when Arjun can see that eye, so for me, just to be rich, So of course I didn't do anything wrong or did not take any wrong path. But idea was, it's like you were saying, right? That priority is singular, not plural, right? So when you have priority, just one. So for me, the priority was making money. So when you have choices of family time, your health and office. So for me, making money was the first, and the something was second and third.
So you spoke about money and peace. And if you look at your life as a time lapse or a timeline right now, what are the key critical moments for not having money and not having peace? Or let's take them one by one. Were there any key critical moments where you spoke about a memory of your childhood, and as you grew up, I can proudly say I know you for a long time right now, but were there any critical moments where you felt the lack of money?
I think from the longest time, right? So almost, I always felt lack of money while I was also making money. So when I started working, my business started doing well. We were making money and we had money that point of time. But I didn't feel enough, right? So there's a difference between having and feeling that you have. Right. So when I started making money, I had money in my bank balance and everywhere. My business was doing well, but I didn't feel there is enough.
So if you look at it, okay, so, let me try to rephrase my question. If you look at the first, what would be a good bank balance for the Rosina of childhood? Maybe 5 lakhs, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs, 1 crore. Was there any sense of achievement when you hit a first number?
So we started our business when I and you started our business. We started with 5,000 rupees and one computer. And I think my first, when I was also saving money. So my first aim was to see probably 5 lakhs.
And were you able to do that? Do you remember when that happened?
I don't even remember when that happened. And then next was maybe around 1 crore that I thought that I should have. Like I have my goal list and I always go back. Sometimes I feel low, then I go back to my goal list that I have that, okay, this is an Excel sheet. I have this much I have now and this is I want by March 21. And I really go back and see how much I have.
Right.
That kind of really make me, I can see what I have, right? Because you can't really roam around with money and the bank balance. So of course it was, first was 5,000 and then 1 crore and probably 10 crore. Now my next target is to be 100 crore, to be in 100 crore.
In bank balance or investments?
Net worth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all this while, did you, what element, you spoke about money and peace. Was peace something that you were really missing the most?
Absolutely.
And how would you define that feeling?
I mean, you can't really describe the peace. One can feel it.
So how would you say, can you give me any incident where you spoke about 5 lakhs, 1 crore, and you see that in your bank, but how do you feel?
I mean, all of this is just to, it's a feel good, but I mean, feeling peace is what you feel within, and not that amount of money gives you peace. So I'm not saying I am peaceful because I have earned that, because I think that's not going to stop. Now I'm saying 100 crore. After once I reach 100 crore, I'm going to say 1,000 crore. So it's not that earning money gives me peace, but it's when I started working on myself. Yeah. So of course I started working on myself, not for the reason of money. I started working on myself for different reasons, right? So something that I started experiencing certain things in my life, certain experiences that even doctor couldn't solve. So I had to really look for something alternative, right? Because I didn't want to live like that. So I looked and say, what can I do? So I came across alternate healing modality, right? Called regression, past life regression. So I started taking session for myself.
But what made you take session? You said something that you couldn't. The doctors couldn't. Was it a health issue? Was it an issue of just emotional?
It was an emotional issue. I would not like to share, but
Sure.
Something.
Was it related to money?
No, it wasn't related to money. It was kind of some kind of fears that have triggered, so much so good that I could not live alone. I could not travel and around those areas. Lot of emotional issues triggered.
So, I don't want to go into details since you said you don't want to share about that right now. But could you share some light as to, because I'm presuming that the world outside thinks if you have enough money, how can you have problems?
I mean, money and problem, of course, not at all related.
But
right?
isn't that the common understanding of everyone?
Maybe I would. So that's how the common tendency, right? So when you look at somebody, you just look at what is that person wearing, how, you really don't feel that, you don't really look at how is that person feeling inside, right? So if you're wearing branded clothes and you're wearing expensive watches, expensive shoes, people feel that you are happy. But that's not the definition of happiness. That's the definition of rich, and being rich is not happy. I think that I realized after a long time, but I think earlier, good you asked me, so I'm kind of really also thinking, right? Because maybe earlier my definition was being rich is equal to happy, but that's not right now.
So is that what you grew up with your childhood, saying that being rich means happy?
Maybe when you see in the movie, right, when you watch and when you see people, and maybe you feel that, okay, rich people get also respect, so rich also is equal to respect. So we really kind of chase a lot of things in our life. Money was what was showing outside, right? It's like a front ending, but behind money there was a lot of other things. Maybe I was chasing respect, I was chasing safety. Yeah, so all of this, maybe I was chasing peace. So I thought that if I earn money, I will be at peace. But when I earn that money, I said, okay, I have all the money that I have, but I am not happy and peaceful. And that kind of really triggered that thought that, okay, I have this and I am not happy and peaceful. And then on that, I started again working. Of course, I'm also a therapist myself. And while I started working, I started learning and I kind of started figure out all the connections. And with an understanding, I think in COVID, I started working on myself. In COVID, we started JoiningHands. And we started running the program, and I think one of the program that we were running, it was money. Yeah, and we said, of course, it's a good program, and I also have to take it. And while I started taking that program, I think lot of things shifted. Kind of awareness. What I'm talking about, money is not equal to peace. It's not easy to say. Yeah, it's not even easy to understand. Absolutely. And then I worked on that. I think we worked on. With that program, I guess I worked with my relationship with money, relationship with parents, relationship with ancestors, and a lot of other things while I worked on it. I think it's like a puzzle, everything started kind of coming to place, solving everything one by one. And now I can say that money is not equal to peace. Peace is equal to peace.
Money is not equal to peace. Peace is equal to peace. Interesting. Did you have fears of losing money?
Yes, a lot of fear. I don't know where it came from. And in family constellation, we also say that a lot of the traumas and fear of our parents, of our ancestors, of different generations that we have been carrying. So I don't know where it came from, but maybe one of the constellation that I did. And it was some of the trauma of my mother's side grandfather, and we kind of really worked on it. And
can you mind share what happened?
I don't exactly remember what happened, but I think there was some issue with him and someone else where some money was stolen. So there was some issue. I don't really exactly recall.
Did he lose money? Or?
I think so. I think whether he lost money or someone else lost money, I'm kind of not sure.
Oh, you mean someone else had invested and he lost?
Something like that, So we carry traumas of our parents, our ancestor, and coming from generations, and we don't even know that what we are feeling, why we are feeling, and you just feel it. But when you go back and set up and go back in a therapy, you can kind of really go back and understand the root cause. And I think once you understand the root cause, you really feel this is not mine, and kind of really able to detach that. And then you can be yourself. So today I feel that I am myself.
Modern science tells us that our color of our eyes, the skin color, the blood type, and so many things come from our parents. If you look back, we don't only take our surnames from our ancestors. We take so much more. A lot of science tells you that even certain diseases are inherited. What they don't tell you that even trauma is inherited. Their pains, their fears, their experiences, whatever it is that they felt, gets transferred onto us. Knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, subconsciously, we carry these patterns from our ancestors. And that's what we carry, right? So this fear that you spoke about was carried down from an ancestor.
Yeah. And it's not only me carrying. Maybe my parents, my siblings, a lot of my cousins, you kind of really go back and you can really see that pattern coming. And because I learned constellation, I kind of got more aware into it, and I started working on myself, and I'm still working on myself, right? And I see that one by one, when everything started solving, it's not only my life change, but life of people around me, life of my siblings, my cousins. I can really see everybody's life started changing, because that was a trauma or something that needs to be acknowledged.
So are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for them?
I'm completely doing it for myself. In any of the therapy, you really can't work for someone else, including your children, your spouse. You really see that people are going, people are suffering, people are pain. right? But you can just suggest them the therapy, yeah, and guide them. You can talk about it, but you really can't work for somebody.
So, correct me if I get, if you think I'm wrong, like a surname that gets carried across generations, like a blood group that gets carried across generations, even the trauma can go from parents to siblings, to parents, siblings, uncles, aunties, and cousins also.
Absolutely. Traumas
Can it also go to your children?
Of course.
So when you work on yourself, do you see the change in your child also?
We do. We definitely see the change in them, but something that they have also carried, and if they need to work on it, they'll have to work on it.
That is their journey.
That is, of course, their journey. But when we work on ourselves, we kind of, something has been carrying, right? And you kind of really, I can't say stop, but you kind of really give it a rightful place. So when it has its rightful place, it does not carry it. So when you heal yourself, when you work on yourself, you kind of heal your past 7 generations and furthermore 7 generations. Wow. Yeah, but intention is not to heal them. Because the moment you say, I want to heal others or heal my generation, you kind of take a responsibility. So you just take responsibility and work on yourself, and it's like a ripple effect. When you put a stone on the water, there are ripple effect, right? So it's a ripple effect to your family, to your surrounding and everything. But focus is to be yourself.
Fabulous. Without wanting to trigger you, is there any incident that you can share which was very difficult for you when you spoke about money and fear and peace, connected to peace? Because you have, anybody watching this would say you have a crore in your bank account. What are you scared about, or what are you even afraid of? That puts you in the top 1% of this country's population.
Yeah, but I think people really need to understand that somebody having a bank account doesn't mean that they are happy.
But isn't our conditioning, like you said, because you had a tough upbringing, what you really wanted was money, because that was what peace was for you. And I'm sure there are many others who think the same way. And our objective of this video, and to create more videos like this, is to show them that you might have the bank balance, but that feeling that you're seeking within, or an emptiness that you're seeking within, needs to be filled with something else, not just money. So if you have any incident you could share.
I really go back and see like last 15 years, the time I started working, the entire life was really stressful. Yeah, and of course I didn't realize that point of time, because I think everybody says stress is also normal. Right? Pressure is also normal. And of course, nobody was giving pressure to me. It was me who was giving to pressure. There was nobody who told me that you need to work, you need to do that. It's I who took the responsibility and I who took the pressure. But throughout the journey, I guess, entire my working life, I took a lot of stress.
You can say that now, right? Back then, I think it was maybe your ancestral past, maybe your conscious, subconscious belief wanting you to create more and more. What's the agenda of life? I know you talked to me about the Pom Pom concept, and I would really love for people to see and hear that Pom Pom. Do you know what Pom Poms are? I wish we had Pom Poms, but kids play with them. So what is your Pom Pom concept?
So before Pom Pom, I'll explain you guys what Pom Pom is. Of course, Pom Pom is just not only the Pom Pom we play. I think this is a concept from Ikigai. So Pom Pom means plenty of money and peace of mind. So they both have to go hand in hand. Yeah. You can't do one Pom Pom. You have to do both Pom Pom. So when you do something, so they said that when you do something you love, you get your Pom Pom, plenty of money and peace of mind. But I would like to change it a little bit, and I would like to say that when you work on yourself, right? When you heal yourself, when you let go of all the burdens that you have been carrying of this life, past lives, of your family, your ancestor, when you let go, kind of, you can drop that burden, then you kind of really so free, right? And that point of time, the steps that you take, that really each step take you to your pom-poms. Each step that you take, it's so easy, so light, and then you can really be in the state of you can like enjoy your pom-poms all the time, plenty of money and peace of mind, and it is so easy. And I tell everybody, in fact, anybody I meet, including my family members, my friends, that when working on yourself can be so easy.
Do they listen?
Some of them.
Right.
Not a lot of people listen, but when they see my life, when they see our life, when they see our journey, when they see me differently. If somebody met me 10 years back, in fact, if you ask any of my staff member, and we sometimes talk about it and we laugh, right? When they would look at me 10 years back or 5 years back, and when they look at me, it is a different Rosina. Yeah. And that's all because I worked on myself, and I continue. Maybe you meet me 5 years after and it'll be different Rosina. I don't know. Maybe I'll be wearing orange, or maybe in Himalayas. I don't know. So I don't know how I'm going to be maybe next 5 years or 10 years. But I think this is a really beautiful phase of my life. I really have my pom-poms and all the peace that I seek. Of course, it's not the end. It's just, for me, I think it's a start of a journey, right? And it's a journey of healing. And I really have that peace that I talk about, not 100%, but maybe 40-50%. Money, relationships. So we call HRCM, right? The different aspects of life: health, relationship, career, and money, right? So if you guys are listening to me, you can think and you can give a score to your HRCM, right? 10 being highest, 0 being lowest. What is your score in your health? What is your score in your relationship? What's your score in your career and your money, right? And in each area, you may have a different...
I'm doing that at the back of my head right now.
Yes. So I'll just repeat it again. HRCM. What is your HRCM currently? 10 being highest and 0 being lowest, and score it. And each of you can go to 10. And if you are 1, don't worry. It's all right. Idea is now at least you are aware of it. And the healing journey always starts with being aware, being accepted that I am at 1 and 2. Right. It's not bad. It's not wrong. It's not your fault.
So I have a lot of questions, and I'll stick to a few right now. You said you started going to alternate healing because you couldn't find answers for whatever fears that you wanted. And I'm presuming fear of losing money was one of them. How did you come to know that? Did you find out about issues that, your beliefs about money? How did that happen? And is there you spoke about one specific session about your maternal side father, any specific past life, things that you can talk about that really changed your whole relationship with money?
So no, there was not a one session.
Mm-hmm.
There were multiple sessions I did, because I've told you that while I was earning money, I was there where I wanted to be in terms of my financial freedom. But then what was missing was the peace and the happiness, and there was kind of a lot of instability, a lot of ups and downs. So I think I remember my first session when I got it done, when I was learning.
Were you blaming money at any point of time?
No, I wasn't. Yeah. But I don't like instability. I like to be, of course, you can't be 100% still. Right, but I wouldn't really like. So I remember when I was learning family constellation, and with the teacher we generally do the demo session. So I've told her that
2020,
2019, right? COVID was 20.
I think Hyderabad was 2019.
Yeah, so this was right before a week of COVID.
2020.
Yeah, a week of.
You were learning with Revati Di.
Yeah, I was learning my family constellation, and I put up
just
a constellation.
Just 1 second. I think I would like to add a little disclaimer here. That I know so much about your dates and numbers is not because I've had a behind the mic chat with Rosina, but also because Rosina happens to be my better half. She also happens to be my wife, and I'm blessed to have her as a life partner. But today I'm only bringing in Rosina not as my wife, not as a co-founder at Joining Hands, not as a co-founder of other businesses, but as an individual and her journey here. Which is why I know so much about the dates and everything. So this was 2020. Sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, so just a week. I don't remember dates. I don't remember names.
Do you want me to remind you? I do.
No. So I think this was just a week before
Before the lockdown.
Before the lockdown, 2020, and of course, nobody knew that there's lockdown going to come in, and it was a week program. And I was in the program, and I put up a constellation. So in a constellation, I put my case as a client, and we were working on financial instability of my business, right? And I don't remember what happened exactly there, but after that, something has shifted in my company. Yeah, and I said, wow, in a session. After a session, if you can, you can really see that effect. I continued to work on myself, and there were different sessions happening. I don't really remember every time, but there was something happening, and I was kind of working on myself, not necessarily be finance. Maybe I could work on my health and something with finance. So when I say HRCM,
they're all connected.
They're all connected, right? You can't really working on money or relationship or a career. Everything kind of goes hand in hand.
I think that was one of our biggest learnings also, as joining hands, and when we've been doing these videos, that we often hear about the work-life balance. But if your personal life is not balanced, it shows in your professional life. And vice versa. If your professional life is not successful, you're not getting what you want, it does show on your personal life.
And in fact, it is connected.
Absolutely.
It doesn't need to show. In fact, there's a reason, right, what's happening in your personal life, and there's a reason what's happening in your working life. And of course, these are the patterns. And idea is that pattern keeps on showing. Just keep on showing pattern. If you don't see those patterns in your personal life, it'll keep on showing in your professional life.
Or
right?
In money.
Or in money, health.
Any aspects.
Yeah. So idea is not of those area. Idea is that what is that you need to really learn.
Right.
And once you kind of really see and acknowledge, your healing journey start. In fact, I was reading, I was looking at the book, and one of the book here.
Can you show us how you do that? Hi, so this is the book that Rosina just pulled out. It says Why People Don't Heal and How They Can. And it's a beautiful book, but Rosina, I want to see how you work with the book.
So any book that I see when my eyes go, and I said, okay, let me see what's my learning. So I kind of really look around the book, and I open.
Is there any an intent you put? Just open it.
No, what is there for me?
Okay.
To see and understand now at this point of, I think before we started a podcast, I was kind of a little nervous.
Right.
So I just kind of sat down on the chair, and I said, what is that I want to right now know or understand? So I kind of opened the book, and so what was written, the first line, that healing journey. I don't remember line to line, but I think what I read was that sometimes your healing journey can be most difficult. Yeah, and one needs to be really, really courageous to even look at it, right? Of course, we worked on ourselves and we feel, okay, everything is done and it was easy. But sometimes, or most of the time, healing journeys can be difficult. Yeah, but what is not difficult? I think sometimes waiting for the food itself you order is difficult, right? Everything, going for shopping is difficult. Yeah. So idea is that one needs to start. And I always say, and I would like to repeat myself again and again, when all these things can be so easy, why not? Why not? What is that you want to feel and wherever you want to reach, right? With all of these options available, you can kind of really reach where you want to reach in a shortest period of time with your pom-poms, with the peace and the love and the happiness.
So how has your relationship with money changed in the last since 2019 when you spoke about your first?
So that was a start, I guess, of 2019, I think, when I started working on myself, and I said, wow, this is so beautiful and my life is changing.
Right.
I want to learn more. I was very curious. And
learn more or work on myself more?
So learn more, right? Because I've been working on myself from almost 2014, 2015, and I've been taking session. So each time a problem comes in, I said, let's go and take a session. Because I feel that was an easiest way. What do you do in a session? Go and sit. Yeah. So my life was changing in a various aspects, health, relationship, money, finances, my relationship with myself. I would, of course, I'm not going there, but it's a long relationship with what I have. And in fact, I've heard somebody talking that your relationship with money is your relationship to yourself. Your relationship with money is your relationship to yourself. And the more I started loving and accepting myself, I kind of started accepting that money that I have.
So the fear started disappearing.
Fear started accepting, right? So everything is around, right? And when I started accepting myself, fear started disappearing. I've been more comfortable with myself, and I've been more comfortable with money around and everything around me. Everything. Yes.
Fabulous. What advice do you give your daughter about money?
So I love money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I remember there was I think in our office every year the birthday cake comes, and one of the cake was was printed with notes.
I remember that. I had got that.
Because I would love money, and I still love money.
I yet remember that cake.
Yeah, the cake was
basically
printed,
a big cake with
money.
With an image of lots of notes.
Notes,
yes.
And I had that image. I would think, that the money all over your bed, and you're really enjoying that money. Yeah, and I love money, and I'm going to, and I enjoy money, and going to still enjoy money, but with peace. And I think the advice that I would like to give it to my daughter is to work on yourself. Yeah? And when you work on yourself, everything follows. Your money, your relationship, your health. Yeah? So I think to everybody, in fact to the entire world, that work on yourself. The life can be so easy, so beautiful that you can't even imagine. So please take a step and work on yourself.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Rosina.
Thank you so much for calling me, Hitesh.
It's been great having you here.
Thank you.
A few times I get the chance to host friends. I have sometimes family. But today, I think I'm hosting the most important person in my life partner. So sharing these insights, sitting here at times seeing you cry and seeing that there is this beautiful journey that you and I are on, where we continue to keep working on ourselves and seeing our relationship improve, is amazing. And my own journey has been that money and spirituality can go hand in hand. Money and guilt is what we need to work on, and so many issues that I myself have resolved for money. Maybe that's for another video. Maybe when you can turn around and you can host me.
And I think I would love to do that. I would love to take your interview. So probably we'll be sitting on each other's chair next time very soon.
Yeah,
I think before we close, I would like to also tell people to look at money beyond money, and look at money as just an energy. So while you're talking about money and spirituality, right? So just to start with, try, of course, before anything, try looking at money not as a money but as an energy. Right?
Yeah, I remember that. I always believed money should be looked at like you look at oxygen. When you get up in the morning, enough is there. If you need to run, you need more oxygen, and that much the universe provides. And I think money is like that. Whatever you need and whatever you need it for is always going to be there.
Like an energy, right? It's like an oxygen. It's just there, right? And as for
you don't print it, you don't make it. The conceptions around you make money. You and I don't print the money. We don't even store the money. We don't even hold on to the money. Even if you hold on to gold, you're not holding on to it physically. It's just an energy, and as much as you need is always there. Whether it's in terms of bank balances, in terms of money in your wallet, money in terms of your investments, your assets, it's just an energy that that is there, that passes through you. And the more you work on yourself, the more it comes out. I have a few more questions for you, Rosina.
Sure.
Money or Hitesh?
Both.
You have to choose one.
Hitesh.
Interesting. I want to know about your first date and your experience with money on that.
Of course, I didn't want to say that. I think you can describe it
No,
well.
it's, I need your
I will try and say I don't want to, of course, share that. But of course, when we went on first date, and as being a foodie, you like to really ordered and over ordered. And I remember you saying me that actually I cried because you over ordered.
Yeah. And why did you cry?
I think it was
A waste
fear of wasting money.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were upset that I over ordered and that I'm wasting so much of money.
Yes.
Yeah. That was interesting.
When we go back, there, and I think it sounds funny, but it wasn't funny back there. I
I'm
think
sure
we
it
had
wasn't
fight
funny.
also after
Yeah,
that.
yeah, of course. I remember we had a fight at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And, everybody in the restaurant was staring at me.
Yeah.
Saying, what did I do wrong? Yeah. All I did was I over ordered. I can proudly say today, and I feel proud to say that I have a rich wife. Like people say, मेरा बाप अमीर है, मेरी माँ अमीर है, मेरी बीवी अमीर है. And I think people know that the support system that came because I have a rich wife. I was a stay-at-home dad for almost 2016 to 2022, 23, 6-7 years. And I could say that because I had a rich wife.
Yeah. And I think I would also like to add here that I think along with, I spoke to you about my sessions, working on myself, my learning. I think one thing has changed. You were asking me again, what changed? I think when I started following gratitude practice, that kind of really changed my perception about everything. And the more I started being grateful about money, of course, it works in all the aspects, but we're talking about money here. More I started feeling grateful about money, more I started receiving. So gratitude also, there are a lot of practices that we do.
So that also healed your relationship with money.
Absolutely. So there's a lot. I think maybe we'll have a separate session to talk about gratitude and money. Because I do a lot of exercise and I teach everybody those exercises, and all those small exercises really changes your relationship with your money.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
I love you, by the way.
Thank you so much. And I love you too.
And I also love money. Thank you so much.